continue to do really good stuff defensively and good hold-up play and setting up his teammates, and particularly in the second half. Your thoughts on his performance as he continues to grow and score goals, but do other things that matter to the club?
Yeah, there's so much more that goes into it, but we know for goal scorers like him, I don't know if it was one goal, 2 goals last year. I think the club knows that he can score, and there's a lot of trust in him from his teammates as well. We've said we got to get him into spots to do that. If it's the penalty spot, it's one way. But you can see he's dangerous in many other moments. He works hard at all the little things in his game, the hold up play. He's a real worker. So to see him get rewarded as his coach, I'm always happy that these guys can. I wasn't a goal scorer. I scored a few in my time, but not too many. But I know the feeling, and for him, I know it has to feel good.
Yeah, Braden Nurse with the Denver Post. Just what, if anything, were you told about the handball? What was your assessment of it in the moment? And yeah.
Not just that they were looking at it at the moment. We did see straight away that we thought there was contact in the hand. I didn't see a replay. But right away, a couple of the players were signaling that, which often sense you sense something might have happened. So I'm told that it was clear and obvious that after they looked at it. I don't know. I am happy that went our way there. Most importantly, it comes from a really good play with Cole Bassett getting to certain spaces, Georgie arriving exactly where we want him to be, and yeah. I think it's going into the back of the net otherwise. So it's a good play that leads to that action. We forced that coincidence, we say. And when it's not so easy for Rafa to step in, you still have to score the goal, which he did. And, I didn't see the replay, though. But I'm happy that went our way.
Coach Armas, Kiefer's just team, MBS Media. Like you said, it was another tough game on the back of another tough game where our team didn't win, but you were able to come away with the win this time. What does it say about the resiliency of the team to basically win ugly after what happened on Saturday?
Listen, I often say that they're human beings, and there's emotions, and wins can affect that, losses can affect that, performances can affect how you're feeling, and our group was excited to get back out there in front of our fans and make a push for a victory, and we knew we would be in for it. A tough matchup. Vancouver's they're very organized. The way they structure things in and out of possession, it does challenge us. It did, and we knew that transition could be something that could hurt us, which it did in the first half in moments. But listen, what tonight? You do have to learn how to win in different ways. Well, unfortunately, we're gonna find different ways to lose games along the way, but winning in different ways is important. It's not always going to look like, let's just say, the first half the other night, where against San Jose, where lots of chances, 5 goals, 2 count. Everything's coming off until we give up a couple of goals. But yeah, tonight we're a little bit choppy with the ball. I think the pitch is fast, which is good, but it's wet, and we have some turnovers, and it's transition, and it doesn't feel great. But we end the half on a high, and then we put things on our terms in the second half for different reasons. So I just remind the guys, you have to be comfortable, be uncomfortable with these. You should be really happy. It's a shutout. It's at home. It's not easy to win in this league. We should understand that. And they're a good team, you can see. So we're a fighting team. We're a good team. We play good at home. We got 6 wins on the year. We're in second place at the moment. I think so. Yes, Keith, we're in 4th? Okay. The tiebreaker. We're tied for second on points. I don't know. Are we 1 point out of first place? 2 points. 3. Guys, we're not in last place. We're doing pretty good.
Agreed.
Yeah, you mentioned the play that led up to the handball where Omir finds Cole. It seemed like, especially in the second half, you had a lot of plays like that, but then the final action just was maybe just out of reach. Was it just kind of maybe an unlucky thing, maybe the pitch conditions, or was there something that you maybe wanted to see better in those moments?
Listen, when you watch teams like Man City, right? Like you see, it takes a while to crack the code sometimes. It's just not easy against a team that's hanging on. We're pushing them back. We're getting into certain spaces, and that's if that's the best team in the world, arguably, you can talk about them being one of the best teams in the world. It's not so easy sometimes to get the right decision with the right pace on the ball, getting the guys arriving in the right moments, then taking the best decisions. And so you can see we were probing. We had some patience. We didn't just sit back. We're going after that second goal. And I give the guys credit. And, of course, on video now the next day you say, oh, man, if I just did this, or should I have passed that to Yappy? Or we'll say, yeah, and then we'll just try to use it to learn the next time we're in that situation, because we will be when we're either chasing a game or up with a red card, But the effort was good in the second half to push, and we created lots of those moments, and it would have been nice to get that second one, but there's also something to be said for a 1-0 victory.
Chris, talking some injuries, how good is it back-to-back substitute appearances for Jonathan Lewis and Connor Ronan, how they're looking, and do you have an update? Georgie seemed to walk off the field a little gingerly.
It's always good getting guys healthy, getting guys back on the field, getting them minutes. We get deeper as a roster. I trust the guys that we have. You can see that each of them brought what we thought. Johnny all of a sudden becomes a guy in transition and spaces can make something happen. Again, we're in those moments and we need to do better. But yeah, it's good to see him back out there. And of course, I think we can all appreciate Connor Ronan's quality, that in that very moment that he helps control things even more in the middle of the pitch. His decision making, and we've missed that. And it was good that we could use that on the night. So Georgie Mihalovic, I haven't gotten all the details yet, but it looked like right after the shot he took, which is that left heel, which is what he was battling recently, I would say it's just a little bit of, fairly minor. We'll have to see how that responds. But, yeah, I'm not sure of exactly where that's at.
Don Pablo Rapidrant, Coach, turning to Salt Lake, you will be seeing them for the second time this year. What are the advantages and disadvantages of playing a team again?
Well, I wish we were hosting this one. You would this Rocky Mountain Cup is such an important cup to us as a team, to our fans. It wouldn't be nice if maybe we played one on the road, one home on the road. Like to face the two on the road, it's tricky, but that's what it is. The fact that we have as the slight edge at the moment is what it is. It's an edge. We have a lot of work to do to go there and get the trophy. However, I think you can go through an entire season and not really play for a trophy, and now we are 12 games in or so, right? So the fact that we have a chance to bring one home this early in the season, that we've put ourselves in a spot, is a really big positive. So what is the advantages, disadvantages? Listen, we know Salt Lake. They're a really good team. We've gotten a look at them. But they also are managing a busy week. What team do they put out? It'll be hard to predict that, and then even prepare so much in detail with without knowing exactly who they're putting out with 2 days, right? So, I think the most important thing is we went there. We had a victory before. The guys have some confidence that we can go there again, and we're, to be clear, we will be going after that, right? It's important to our fans. After the match tonight, as I can't tell you how many are chanting, beat Salt Lake. So we will go after it with everything that we have. I can promise our fans that.
Zach Steffen played a little higher up the pitch, just almost like a sweeper-keeper role. Just what was kind of the decision behind doing that? What did you like about it, and is it something that maybe we'll see a little bit more of in the future?
Yeah, look, you can see that we use Zach in different ways high up the pitch. In possession, helps build our attacks. Out of possession, we play a high line. We defend a midline. We're very compact. I think we have the tightest distance from our striker to our center backs in the league, which means with a high line and a tight structure, if we're not getting pressure on the ball in moments, we get susceptible to balls behind, right? At altitude, especially on a wet pitch, Zach can take care of a lot of those spaces. So a couple of interesting ones tonight where he's flying out with headers, but they work on that with Sharpie, and Zach's aggressive. We've asked him to be aggressive, so he's an extension of that back line, and he's it's really important tactically that he's connected to minimize that space behind. So we try to control certain spaces, and one of the areas is teams can go behind us, and we know that. So he's a big piece of that.
Coach, back to RSL on Saturday. You have 3 homegrown players who in the starting lineup that haven't seen much success against RSL. Is there an extra motivation from those guys and from the team to get that win because of that, or is it just because it's RSL?
If you ask those guys, they'll tell you there's extra motivation. Every 3 points is 3 points. Every game is a game, but it means a lot to our homegrowns in our club. It's ingrained in their blood and what they've brought up with through here. From our unified team on Saturday night coming up, who can bring back the trophy that they have already. It means a lot to our club. Our unified team is going to go for it. We're going for it. Our homegrowns are, they're always extra motivated for that one. So it'll be a big motivation. We have a lot of respect for what they're doing. But yeah, we will go there, no doubt, to try to bring home the win.
Chris, last 2 from me. What do you need to see from Lamine Diack for him to get more opportunities in the team, either on the bench or a start? And have you spoken to Jesse since he got the Canada job?
I have spoken to Jesse. We stay in contact throughout our friendship. He had a few decisions to make. He was sought after by a few different, national teams, but he's really excited for that project. He's excited, to get back coaching. He's driving his wife crazy in Italy where they live, but he needs to be back on the pitch. I think Canada's getting a really good coach, a good leader, someone who's got big experiences. So yeah, I did speak to him, and what I would say about Lamine is it's really competitive in that part of the pitch, guys, and it's as simple as that. It's really competitive in the middle of the pitch, and it's not easy decisions to take, but that's what I get. It's my job. So we have a strong core there, which makes it hard when you have, more bodies than spots on the pitch.
Perfect. We'll pause there. We'll be right back. Thank you, Chris.
Yeah, it's a weird one. You know, we're happy with the win, but for me, especially as an attacker, you want to get goals and assists in that game. And yeah, we didn't get enough in the second half. So personally, a little frustrated that we didn't score more. I think, you know, our progression as a team is we've had a couple times where teams have gotten red cards this year, and we haven't buried a lot of chances, even though we've created a few of them. So yeah, I think that's the next step as a team. But obviously, we're happy with getting the win, moving into a tie for second place, and then you know, a big game on the weekend.
Brain Nurse with the Denver Post. I'm not sure how good of a view you had of the handball, but what did you see on that play? Did you kind of know instantaneously what had happened, and just what was your kind of reaction to it?
I honestly did not see it at the start. You know, I was just like, there's no way Georgie doesn't miss those chances, so I was kind of confused at why that went outside the goal. I saw it got called for a corner kick, but I didn't see it was a handball, and then all my teammates went up to the ref, and they were like, yeah, it was obvious handball. He slid and hand was up, so I haven't seen it back either, but I assume he made the right decision.
Hey, Cole, Keith Richards from Team MBS Media. A big game on Saturday, second leg of the Rocky Mountain Cup. Being that there are 3 homegrown players in the starting lineup, what would it mean to finally bring that one home after so long?
Yeah, it's been, I think that was technically my first trophy, per se, in professional football back in 2020 when we did it at their place. So, yeah, it'd be special to do it there again. I mean, you have a chance here to go there and end it before they have a chance to come here. So I think if you have an opportunity to win twice in their building, that would be pretty seit. But they're on a roll right now. They're a very good team. There's a reason why they're first in the West. So, you know, we got a quick recovery. And we're going to have a quick match plan, but I know the coaches are already preparing for that and just going to get us prepared so that we have the best chance to win the game.
Cole, Matt Pollard, Burgundy Wave. We've seen in games Hoffa have long, good stretches of doing good stuff defensively, doing good stuff in possession, not having it in the final third. And now he's clicking. You guys are creating chances. He's scoring goals, penalties, run of play, and everything. How good is it that the team's functioning better around him and his attributes are showing out?
Yeah, it's you know, for us, giving him those penalties early on in the season, I think boosted his confidence. You know, he needed those, and now you see his confidence in full flow that he's creating chances, one, for other guys. He's scoring what he gets. You know, and I think he just feels he feels at home, I think, a little bit more this year than he did last year. So it's good for us. You need to have a presence up there, somebody that we feel like if we put it in the box, he's going to score goals. And he's scoring goals in different ways. Obviously, it's not easy to score penalties. Yeah, they're penalties, and, you know, me and Georgie would love to be on him as well. But at the same time, if he's scoring them, we don't care who's taking them as long as we put in the back of the net. So it's good for him. I've had a lot of confidence in him. You know, I did a podcast earlier in the year with DNVR, and they said, what's your, you know, one take that's maybe nobody thinks of? And I said Rafa's going to get double digits for sure this year, and I think he's on track for that. We just need to keep feeding him the ball.
7 already, so.
Yeah, you'd hope so. You know, we got to keep feeding him, but yeah, you'd think he'd get to 10.
You mentioned your frustration with not getting another one in the second half, and it seemed like you got in a lot of similar situations as the one that led to the penalty. Was it just, do you think, kind of, I guess, like misfortune? Maybe it was the pitch conditions, or is there anything that maybe you could have done better, or anybody else could have done better in those situations?
Yeah, first thing I said when Ian Sarakin and Chris Little, those are the 2 guys I've trusted Chris for a while now with individual work and him pushing me, and then Ian Sarakin's our midfielder coach this year. So I talk with them a lot, and the first thing I said is I need to see that video of why I feel like I got into that position 4 or 5 times, and I picked out people twice, but there was other times where I'm like, why is that not resulting in a goal? So I want to watch it back. I haven't seen it. I don't know if it's the runs inside the box or if I'm not picking out the right pass, but those are the positions that we've talked about getting into all year. Chris has highlighted it both Chris's have highlighted it since the first day of preseason. It's, you know, I don't know where the stats come from, but it's the zone on the pitch that scores the most goals if you get into that area. So we try to get into it as much as possible, and if I have somebody covering for me, I'm obviously going to be making that run a lot, and yeah, at least the chances.
Don Pablo Rapids Rant. Thanks, Cole. Which way do you, as a competitor, like winning matches? Really close and hard fought, or blowouts, maybe some garbage time?
Yeah, I'd say it depends on the game. That's the beauty of sports, is you get both. You know, a game like San Jose, if that goes in our favor, I think, you know, all you guys as spectators, you love that. Maybe we win 3-2, and you know, that's a close one, but it brings out all the emotion. For me tonight, I would have loved to win 4 or 5-0. I mean, a guy that loves to score goals and get assists. I came in and I was telling Vines, I was like, gosh, that's a game where I could rack up a few. And it just felt like it's so easy to get in the final third, and it's not. And then you got to take advantage of that when it does happen. And we didn't. So I'm pretty pissed about that. But, there's a lot more games, and we did get the win, which is the most important.
Cole, the club's putting out the drone show post game. Is there anybody on the team who's super into drones? Anybody playing with around them after training?
I honestly got no clue. I don't think anybody. Maybe somebody's out there that I don't know about. I have no clue. Yeah.
I got one more. Turning to Salt Lake, it's the second time you've seen them this year. You played San Jose for the second time last week. How do you feel about playing, a team you've already seen, and what are your advantages and disadvantages of doing that?
Yeah, it's for us it is a little different going to their place twice this year. I think it's not the norm in professional football to go away to somebody 2 times in a year. But they're obviously our rival, and we get to play them 3 times. I think they know what we want to do, and and we've got a lot of video on them, and you can look back at that game and see the tendencies of what we both want to do. But at the same time, I don't know how long exactly it's been. We've both developed into much better teams than we were at that point in the season. I think that was early on. I don't know if they've lost since that game. I could be wrong, but they've just been on an absolute roll. So I think they're full of confidence right now. We feel good in our camp, and we want to go there and win. But I'm sure they're going to have the motivation of us beating them last time. They're going to come out with a lot of energy, and I think whenever we do get results versus them, it comes down to that. It's nothing with the football. It's all about winning your duels and the energy that we bring into the game and making sure that we match it and then up it as the game goes on.
How much have you missed Connor on the field? How nice is it to have him back? Is he's getting a little more minutes? And just what does he provide? What do you have to look forward to with him?
Yeah, it's tough because I love playing with Ollie. And I hope that we can find a way to get all 3 of us together on the field. Me and Ollie have grown up together, playing together. I thought we've formed a really good tandem in the midfield. He's doing a role that maybe he doesn't want to do, in the sense of he gets to stay back a little bit more so I can push forward. So it's very selfless of him to play that position. He's done it really well, but at the same time, Connor is a great player as well. So it's fun. He can find me in those pockets, which I don't. There's not as many guys on the team that I think see me in the way that he does. He's always able to find me in tight gaps, so it opens me up. I think you saw it at the end of the game. There's a lot more times where I was getting forward and into the box because he's providing the passes, and it allows me to turn and get forward.
Iggy,